What's up guys, it's Sub-Zero here, and by the cam in the bottom right, you can probably tell we are not reviewing Dish Sub today. We're going to review a different player. This is, of course, if you haven't seen him before, Joe Bookmark, the player who patented the Caitlyn Stars is Born tech that I did so well with last set, and he is back with a new Caitlyn tech that is really wild. Now, before I get into the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Mobalytics and their TFT overlay. You can see comps in game, and I'm actually going to have the comp that Joe plays in this game in Mobalytics, so you guys can pull it up in the overlay. They also have augment stats that you can look at, see what the strongest augments are, and what comps you want to play with them, and another cheat sheet so you can see all your items, what builds into what items, and what items are good on what units. So just a really helpful tool for you guys if you want to, play TFT, especially if you're a beginner and you don't know all the items, you don't know all the comps, that kind of stuff, or just for advanced players that want to have something that helps them, figure out what, what piece of the comp am I missing? Oh, I know I'm missing one unit. What is it? You just have it right there at the top, and you don't have to play every single unit. You can still play good TFT, but just have it as a little bit of a guide to get you there. And having the augment stats, not having to pull them open on your second monitor, is obviously just really nice. So yeah, shout out to them. The link is in the description down below. Now you'll see immediately Joe gets a Graves 2, and if I hover over, can you see? No, you can't see, but the name of his stream is You Have Made a Graves Mistake. I think he's really into this Graves reroll comp, and just a lot of one-cost rerolls in this spot. And you will see that we get Stars Are Born, Stars Is Born, if you're a Stars Is Born enjoyer like myself. Now, interesting from Joe, if you remember in the past, this used to be, Stars Are Born, you play around the pre-level, right? You're pre-leveling to try to get your strongest board and win streak. But you see here, Joe didn't pre-level, and he's not buying any of the units in his shop. So what the heck is going on here? Why would you take Stars Are Born and then just buy none of the units? Well, Joe has made a Graves 2 in the early stage of the game, so he's committed at this point to Graves reroll. And the insane thing about Stars Are Born is that if he finds one more Graves in his shop, he has 6 Graves, and it's, if he finds that Graves at 2-2, it's 2-2, and he has 6 Graves. That makes it incredibly easy for him to look for a Graves 3 this game and, hit that easily by 3-1. The other really nice thing is that the extra econ that... Wait, where's my mic? Oh, that was really weird. Okay, for a second I thought it wasn't recording my mic because I didn't see the thing moving, but it's because I added a new media source. I was like, what? I thought I just absolutely destroyed the recording, but we're good. The other thing is that Stars Are Born gives you an economic advantage, right? It gives you gold when you take it. Look, he's already making 20 gold, and it's 2-2. That's incredibly far ahead of schedule. The other nice thing is that, it's going to give you a Graves. It can also give you a Kiana to play around. A lot of these lines, a lot of these reroll lines, require 1 cost and 2 costs. This one specifically, you're looking for Graves 3. You can also look for Kiana 3. Something like a Chobe item reroll, you're looking for Cho'Gath, but you can also look for like Vi. Another thing that's really good to play this with is, like a Jinx reroll. You just get your Jinx 2 and like a Graves 2 right off the bat, and you don't have to sack anymore. You can actually play Win Streak in your reroll comp and hit ahead of schedule. So there's a really cool strategy. I think some people in China have actually picked up on this. I know I saw a clip of someone in China who took Stars Are Born and had a Kale 3 at 2-1. So certainly a very interesting tech and a very strong one. You see he's going to take this Graves off Carousel for what I imagine is the BT here for Graves. And that's also effectively his 7th Graves, right? Because the second we find a Graves in shop, we already get 3 Graves. So really cool tech. I honestly want to try this out in my games, but I'm too afraid of losing LP right before the cutoff for Noxus Cup, because I guess as this video is coming out, it's already been cut off. So if I'm a fool, let me move my cam so you guys can see. He said I'm gonna pre-type "You Have Made a Graves Mistake." So he's just gonna wait until he finds Graves, and then right up there he's gonna type "You've made a Graves mistake." So here, I'll just stay down here until he actually hits the Graves and can put it out, because I feel like it would be, bad form to not give him this. He finds the Kiana too. As I talked about earlier, this is really nice to be able to just guarantee this Kiana, and he's just going to greed the gold here and make 40 here, which makes perfect sense. He played around the Bilgewater opener because it was decent in the early game, but he really wants to play around the 4 rogue in almost every time you play this comp. You want to be playing around for Rogue. And then eventually, I mean, we'll see. And if you had the Mobilitics overlay, then you could see the comp already. But we're eventually going to be playing around Vertical Gunner as well. It's Vertical Rogue and Vertical Gunner because we're playing for Graves 3. You know, he's a Rogue Gunner. It's pretty straightforward stuff, but definitely a cool comp. Still no Graves, so he doesn't get to play around it just yet. Also, I apologize, but I'm skipping. I feel like all of these lo-fi songs are like my least favorite lo-fi songs of all time. But as you can see, an absolute dedicated player right here. Joe has left this pre-typed, and then he deletes it. Okay, I'll move my head back up here, and I'll bring it back down if he ends up typing it. I didn't watch this game through, so I don't know if he ends up typing it. But like you see, his rolls are so bad here, right? It took him so long. Like if he didn't have Stars Are Born in this spot, he would have 5 Graves at this point. But because he took Stars Are Born, he has 7, and now he can just afford to roll down here. He doesn't even, like, I'm pretty sure if he didn't take Stars Are Born this game, his game's just over, right? Because he would have 2 less Graves in this position, so he'd be 6 Graves, 20 gold here. Like, the game would be so hard to play from this point. But because he takes Stars Are Born, he's allowed to just almost for free hit this Graves, but even when he misses, like, he's guaranteed to hit it soon. He also makes the Night Harvester, which is a very, very good item in for all rogues. And he is offered the Rogue Heart here, which is a pretty solid augment in this comp. I'm not 100% sure about it. I'd have to look more into the stats because, like, you know, you want to kind of play all the rogues. So I don't know 100%. Like, it basically just allows you to basically cut one of them. So he's going to play like either Echo or Katarina, and he can't play both. But, you know, you kind of want to play both of them. I feel like they're good units. But I guess the upside is, you know, he hits this Aphelios. Now he can get rogues. He can get the gunners in for the Graves a lot faster. The other nice thing, you know, Stars Are Born gives you a 1 cost and a 2 cost. The other crazy thing is that, like, look, we have 8 Kianas. I would say this is like, I mean, maybe a little bit high roll on the Kianas and very low roll on the Graves, but 8 Kianas, like, we're one off of hitting both Graves and Kiana here, and it's so early. There's our Graves 3 that's gonna help stabilize the board. He can check his Zon with Warwick, though I'm not actually sure what Zon you would have preferred over the second Kiana, because the second Kiana is kind of nice. But now we've hit our Graves. We still have an okay amount of econ, not a ton, but we're basically guaranteed to hit this Kiana soon, and then we can start pushing levels, looking for extra gunners. But I don't know. I think this is a really cool strat, especially in this meta where reroll is so insane. If you ever hit a 2-star, oh, the other one, I didn't even mention it. The other one that the other comp that this strategy is so good in is Noxus reroll. You get a Samira 2 and a Swain 2 for free. GG's, buddy. And, like, imagine you make a Samira 2 early, you just hard force it from that point and take Samira 2 and Swain 2. So I just think it's so good. Love tends to be really good in this comp. I'm curious what he's going to go for here. Oh yeah, he just finishes Sterax here. I mean, Sterax is a very good item on Graves, so probably worth just actually finishing this instead of taking a glove and going for, like, an IE that doesn't exist. Yeah, this is definitely the pick here. And then this bow can be for Kiana item. It can be Titans, it can be GS, it can be... What else can it be? I mean, Titans GS probably the best too from this spot. I mean, worst case, it could be like Renans or something. Oh, also Dorawaza in this game, by the way. Dorawaza playing Samira reroll. He is not tuned to the Caitlyn Stars Are Born. I almost said is born, but you know what? I'll give a little bit of both. Yeah, he's not tuned into the Stars Are Born tech, but, you know, maybe in a few days he will be. Maybe everyone will be. You know, Tactician's Crown is happening earlier. Tactician's Crown is happening in the future for when I'm recording this video, but in the past for when this video is going to come out. The tilt over, there's no way, man. There's no way. It doesn't do anything. But I'm curious, actually, because I'm sure Joe will be playing this strat. It's tomorrow when I'm recording this video. He's going to be playing this comp or this strategy in like 14 hours. It'll be fun to see how well he does in the tournament. Like, what if Joe just wins the entire tournament, and then I'll be a fool because this video is going to come out like the next day or like 2 days later. I should have posted it earlier. He's going to leak. No, I mean, surely there will be people who watch my channel but who have not seen Joe's performance in Tactician's Crown. And, like, maybe he sandbags. I'm just going to say, I'm going to be real quiet. Maybe he sandbags Tactician's Crown to try to hide this tech, but then I'm very sorry for leaking it to people before Noxus Cup, Joe. I'm very sorry. But, you know, Joe is a known tech leaker. Joe says, like, he prides himself on being someone who just, like, leaks all of the tech. You know, he just puts whatever tech he sees is good. He is not going to try to, like, hide it. He's just going to play it and show it off to people. Just Defiance, a very solid option here. And then you can reforge one of these bows to look for something better, and it becomes Titans, which is really, really nice. Last, you have this like Renans, but we probably want to look for our last Kiana item here, which could be second Titans. It could be GS. It could even be like a BT or QSS maybe. BT doesn't seem amazing since we already have so much healing with Death's Defiance. But I mean, you know, he's win streaking now with the board. He's 72 HP because Stars Are Born guaranteed that he hit with a relatively okay early game. Can roll these augments here. Support cash seems pretty solid. I don't think you really want Rogue Crest because you have to cut too many units. Like now we're cutting Echo as well, who's like kind of a nice unit. I think support cash is very solid here. There's a decent number of good options. Combat Caster not even bad either. He ends up getting these options. I don't actually even hate Banshee's Veil to make your rogues like CC immune. He's gonna go for Zephyr here. I'd want to look at the stats and see what for rogue support item is best here. But I mean, I can't imagine that Zephyr is bad at all. The only weird thing is that Zephyr, you know, like makes that backliner safe for a little bit. So if your rogue gets procced while the unit is in the air, they are not going to go to that unit. So that's the only like slightly weird thing. The nice thing is it gives attack speed to your entire team. So that's definitely nice. But yeah, I mean, at this point, we're going to start pushing levels, just trying to get in for Gunner. Eventually can get in a Silco here for the Shimmer Injector onto our Echo here, which is nice. We don't really need to go for Echo 3 in this setup, especially not this early. Like, no need to roll for it on 6 or on 7, because we already have the Graves 3 and the Kiana 3. We can't afford to actually, like, itemize this Echo. We just don't have the items for it, so no need to make an itemless Echo 3 in this position. I think this is the version that makes a lot of sense. I remember on PB I was talking about, I was very, like, confused about how you actually, like, play around rogues. I like this version where we go for Graves 3 and for Kiana 3, then play around just Vertical Rogue plus Vertical Gunner, and itemize both Graves and Kiana, and then, you know, we don't itemize anything else. Like the Ixtal version that some people play. I think Joe actually did play it some games today, so maybe I can watch some more of his games and get the tech on, you know, all the rogue variations, because, you know, there are a lot. Looks like he's just going to go for another Titans here, which, like, all of his other items seem pretty bad, and it's a 4-cost Titans, so I definitely don't dislike this here. But, I mean, look at how rich this Joe Bookmark guy is. He can just level here. He's got so much gold. Really wants to just find one Jinx, ideally, for 4 Gunner here. And is he going to roll? He's going to roll pretty deep for it. He does finally find the Jinx for 4 Gunner. And he can just still keep the Mordekaiser in for Slayer here for the Kiana. And his board's looking very good. By Dorowaza, and what a nice Zephyr from Joe. Nailing that, that's not what, I almost called her Kiana. The Samira. Sadly, though, the board just simply too tanky for Joe to deal with. This giant Swain, incredibly difficult, double Gargoyles plus Warmog, so hard to get through. So sadly, we're not going to be able to win that fight, but still a decent fight against a very strong board like Dorowaza. You see 65 HP win streaking. Notice that, you know, Joe 3rd place, Dorowaza 1st place, both, you know, Giga Reroll players in this lobby. I feel like Reroll is just so strong right now. It's just all of the best comps, I feel like, are Reroll. It almost feels like you can't play 4 costs unless you get a good spot for it, which is kind of the opposite of how it usually is. It's like if you get a good spot for it, you can play Reroll. In this meta, it almost feels like you can't play 4 costs unless you get a good spot for it. So yeah, definitely a wild meta that we're living in. Though I guess if this video comes out on Monday, we should be getting a new patch on Wednesday of this week, so that'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how they shake things up, because this meta, I think there's a decent number of things that I like about it, but definitely some stuff that I'm on the, I don't know how much I love it side. There's definitely some stuff that I wish was better. Double tier here is a bit odd. Not sure and we get the spat from Hall to 9. I don't know what you even make spat-wise here. Maybe you, I mean, you have to make a spat though, right? You don't want Jug spat. Like, what spat do you even make? He's gonna make Hodge here for his Echo, Hodge BT, and then hold on to this Sork spat. Yeah, I mean, you can't make a spat in this comp, right? I don't think there's a single one that's actually very good. I guess you could, like, get Warwick in, and then get a Juggernaut spat, but that sounds awful. Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those unfortunate comps that there's just not a very high impact spat for, I would say. I guess, I know some people talk about, like, Noxus spat, but that's, like, when you're playing around Katarina, so the idea would be, like, you cut Echo for Katarina, and then you can get Noxus spat in, but, I mean, like, that's probably the best one, but it's so low impact to get 3 Noxus in late game. You can just make Sork spat, I guess, just for the extra stats. I guess the other idea is, like, maybe he's thinking eventually Hall to 9 will give him another spat. Like, that's what he's holding out on at, like, 6-1. Maybe? Is that the idea? I'm not actually sure what what the idea is here. But, you know, either way, he pushed level 8 here. Got a Sejuani in just to have some kind of front line, which makes sense. You need some units that aren't, and yeah, the Jarvan is a great unit. You need some units that aren't rogues so that you can actually, like, buy yourself some time because, you know, like, if all of your units are rogues, then they all run away, and then, you know, if it's all rogues and all gunners, then your units run away, and then, like, you have no backline. So it's actually a very interesting comp, sort of like finding the balance between frontline and backline when, you know, it's very, very glass cannon-y when you're just fully itemizing and fully going for the synergies of your Graves and your Kiana. So I don't know. It's an interesting comp, but I mean, as you can see, Joe 44 HP, half the lobby already, well, half the lobby gonna be dead soon, but almost half the lobby dead. Like, it's a very good setup. We don't have a LW, right? LW seems really, really solid in this spot. Just to shred for Graves. Ooh, he just goes Night Harvester for Echo, though. Just get third item on Echo. Yeah, we have no shred, but I think he just wants, you know, to get the third Echo item, which makes a lot of sense. Probably, I don't know. I really like the LW idea because it also shreds for the gunners, but you just slam it on Jace or something. But maybe I got a little bit baited. I mean, a third item on Echo is obviously really, really solid. So, yeah. And he gets, the Scion is a really, really nice hit because Scion is like, as a unit, as a singular 1-star unit, he's probably like the most effective tank value in the game because he's CC to buy your units time, and he is just, you know, a meat shield that resurrects. So I think Scion, amazing, amazing pickup for Joe here. Probably the best unit he could possibly hit here. Also, what a close fight. Just trying to, like, his board is actually like kind of tanky. Like his rogues are actually kind of tanky because it's BT Sterax on his Graves and then Titans, Death Defiance on this Kiana. Like, every unit is actually very, very tanky. Yeah, he's thinking about potentially getting the Noxus in here over the Echo 2, which, like, if you find Katarina 2 over Echo 2, I think it's fine. I think I was watching stream and I think he was talking about how he just, like, he doesn't really like this unit very much. This Katarina unit compared to Echo. I think she's fine. There's a little healing reduction, which your board lacks, right? So I think it would be pretty decent on this board to just get a Noxus in. The downside is that you have to not make 10, which is probably the tiebreaker. He ends up selling it because he wants to make the 10 gold there, which I think makes a decent amount of sense. But yeah, I mean, 44 HP, win streaking, a very, very good spot. Dorowaza also win streaking. 2 people from me and Kai's secret study group, by the way. So, you know, good company. Maybe that's why I'm VOD reviewing him, to increase the stonks at my study group. And he does get a full item here, or like a half item here. So he actually would have got rewarded for not looking for the spat. He could have made something else. He does end up actually making just a death cap for his Mordekaiser there. So pretty interesting. And now he just rolls down because he is still looking for Aphelios as well, looking for Jinx as well. He ends up finding the Jinx there. He finds Echo. So now he has 6. Like, he can maybe find Echo 3 this game, which could potentially push him to the point where he could, you know, win the lobby, because right now it looks like Dorowaza is just mopping the floor with everyone else with this Samira reroll comp, which I would say is another comp that would do very well with the Stars Are Born tech. So, you know, if you want 3LP, I would say definitely try out the Stars Are Born tech. I think it seems really, really strong from the games that I've seen Joe play it in. The only downside is that, you know, it's the Caitlyn thing. If you don't get a gold augment, you're playing down a legend, or, you know, you can take starter kit, which or you can take 1-2s 3, which but I mean, Joe likes 1-2s 3s at least, so, you know, good for him. He likes that early econ bump and, like, maybe some extra units to play around. This is also just a wild fight, by the way. He actually can't get to the Azir and ends up losing to Arrowfall. I'm pretty sure Dorowaza pops into the chat at this point and says, should I sack 1 round so I can send the Graves player third? Like, this Dorowaza gets on me for being toxic sometimes. And also, I'm an angel, by the way. Me toxic? What are you talking about? But this Dorowaza guy was talking about actively inting our boy Joe Bookmark, who we're in a study group with, who we're in a Discord call with. We've talked to each other many times. We've played TFT Jeopardy together, which I wonder when TFT Jeopardy 2 is coming out. I know Dorowaza is probably editing it right now, so ooh, that's something to look forward to. We recorded that like a week ago or something. Arrowfall does end up falling here, third for them, and it's just going to be the battle of the study group, Dorowaza versus Joe Bookmark. Joe has lost every fight up into this point against Urawaza, but can he swing it at the last moment, looking for an Echo 3 desperately? Is 2 off. He does get a Sunfire Cape for healing reduction, which is going to be, I guess, is that actually nice against Urawaza's board? Because, like, what units of his actually heal? I guess... No, I don't even know. I don't think any of these units really are healing that much, so I don't know how good it is. We get the... Oh my god, the Samira gets so low from the Kiana, but it's not enough to kill her, and that is Joe Bookmark. I thought dead, but he actually lives at 1 HP. Oh yeah, I remember this moment. He's like, I have last stand. I have last stand. I was like, wait, Joe has last stand? I was like, wait, no, he doesn't have last stand. What a bait. So he sees this Echo in shop, and I think he actually thinks about potentially, like, selling a unit and rolling down and trying to find it, because, like, he... You know, if you don't hit this Echo through, there's very low chance of you winning. Norwa's actually very smart. Second rows his Samira in order to dodge the rogues, and oh my god, it's just a bloodbath. Wow, the Samira does actually get taken out, but then the secondary carry of the Cassiopeia ends up winning. So it is a second from Joe Bookmark. Oh yeah, me chatting. Oh yeah, I was chatting during this game. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, once again, go please check out the Mobalytics overlay, which I have down in the description below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.